Alright guys, so it's time for the first mod that I'm going to do to the JL. As you know, the JKs had terrible headlights. The aftermarket came to the rescue with some really expensive LED retrofits. And then over the last year or two, Jeep has offered LEDs as an upgrade. The JL headlights I've noticed are better than the JK headlights were, but they're still not very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bulbs out. And then I've got some LEDs here. These are H13s, LEDs. I was actually using these on my Ford truck, and since the Jeep also uses H13s, I'm just going to swap them over. Now these have some really nice ballasts here that plug right in. They've got nice weather seals on them to keep the weather out, and I just really like these because they're designed specifically for the halogen housings. In other words, the way these bulbs are designed, they're not going to have glare all over the place. In fact, I ran these in halogen housings for about 6 months on my Ford truck, and I never got flashed by oncoming traffic because these are made for this purpose. So, oh, and the light output is just amazing. When I get them installed, I'll show you guys. So anyway, as far as taking the grill off the JL, it's pretty much just like the JK. The little plastic connectors, or little plastic rivets, I mean, are in the same general location. You just pop those out, and then the bottom of the grill has those plastic clips in it. And you can see right down here where the plastic clips go into the grill support. So you just go along the top, take those plastic rivets out, and then the bottom snaps and the whole grill comes off. It's literally a 30-second job, especially if you've got one of those nifty trim tools, which is what I use. So I'm going to take the H13 bulbs out, and we're going to swap these in, and I'll be back in just a minute to show you what it looks like. Alright guys, so one thing I've noticed already that's different about the JL is that you've got 10mm bolts instead of having those little star bits that you have to, I think it was a T15 on the JK. This JL has a 10mm bolt. So I'm just using an 1/8 inch ratchet and a long extension. There's one here, and there's one up here, and then another one down here on the bottom. So that's the first difference. You'll have to make sure you've got some 10mm tools to take the housings out. And you can see it's actually made a little bit different in here too. Looks like the lens is actually, it's just made different. The housing's just designed a little different on the JL, and it looks like the reflector's a little deeper in there too. So I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, so I've got the back of the JL Sport headlight disassembled, and this is a really strange setup. I've not seen this before. So here's the bulb, obviously, with its connector, and then it's got a pigtail that runs down inside the housing and comes around to this exterior connector here. So, and obviously you can tell by looking at it that the wiring is a little bit well, they don't match up perfectly. There's something electrical going on inside there. Obviously I'm not an electrician, but this is not something I've seen before. This is a very different design, and now I'm kind of second guessing whether or not this standard LED kit is going to work the way that I thought or not. So I'm going to have to do a little research on this and see what I'm getting into here. Okay, so here's what I'm going to try and do. I took the factory bulb out, and I guess on a JK or any other vehicle, this is what you would normally see just coming right out of the grill support. Now this, I guess, doesn't really matter. This is just Jeep's way through the CAN bus system of controlling everything. So I'm not going to worry about this. I'm just going to do my connections here. So my ballast for my LED, I'm just going to plug into that. I'm going to stick this LED bulb right down in there just like normal, and then we'll see if it works. Fingers crossed. Well, it appears that it worked. It's daytime, so it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see the halogen bulb, which I haven't changed yet, how yellow looking it is. And then there's the LED. It's got a very bright white, intense light to it. So they're on, and it does not appear to be flickering right now. So if any of you guys are really good at electrical engineering and this kind of stuff, post a comment and let me know if you think I'm going to cause problems here. These new Jeeps have the CAN bus architecture on them, and it's really finicky. The last thing I want to do is cause problems on a brand new vehicle. I don't want to set it on fire because of aftermarket equipment, you know what I'm saying? So if you think this is going to be a problem, let me know. But I ran these on the F-150 for 6 months, never had any trouble. So fingers crossed. I'm going to do the other side, and then when it gets dark tonight, I'll go out and show you what the beam pattern looks like. But hey, so far so good. Awesome. Taking a video of these headlights. I put some LED bulbs in there so it lights the road up a lot better. So here's what the beam pattern looks like with these LED bulbs from 4x4truckleds.com. And obviously this is the halogen base headlights that you get with the JL Wrangler. The housings are just the halogen housings. So you can see there's a very sharp cutoff at the top. I actually believe that this Jeep was aimed a little bit too high from the factory. I haven't adjusted it at all. It was like this with the regular bulbs too. I'm going to actually aim it down just a bit. I think the beams are just a little high. But the point is, you can see how there's a sharp cutoff at the top there, where these LED bulbs are specifically made for halogen housings. They're not going to blind people oncoming traffic. So they actually look really good. They have an intense white light, and they light up the road really well. I'm super happy with these, especially for just a little over $100. Way more economical than paying the big money for the factory LED upgrade or even the aftermarket LED upgrades. These bulbs are the way to go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.